Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Onward VRML 2. We have TrinityStrikeForce, a reform with the captain of Creeper 55K. He was previously in Season 12 and reformed to TrinityStrikeForce with one other person from Illusionist as their old team. And we have the opponent of Away, Kronical Death. They've been around in a couple of different team names and forms since Season 11, so they have a bit of experience underneath their belt here. We do have two people we're waiting for in the lobby. Still, we had to do a rehost, so sorry about the delay for starting here. And with that, let's get right into the bans. So, TrinityStrikeForce has banned Suburbia, and Kronical Death abandoned. Very opposite sides of the spectrum. Typically you see teams, especially with lesser experience, liking to ban the larger maps. Instead we have a small map that is very common and popular being banned tonight from Trinity, so they may favor the larger maps overall, it seems, with that little strategy. And then abandoned can go either way. Some people don't like it, some people do. I personally like it, especially abandoned night. It's honestly my favorite variant to play. I don't like day that much. It's just everything day is kind of now boring to me. I really like to see things at night and throw in a little bit of that twist. We are still waiting on a handful of folks here, so looking over stats for Chronicle Death, since Trinity doesn't have anything at all on the board, this is their very first match for Season 13. We don't have anything to go off of. They're a big unknown and toss-up, and after this week 4 here, we will be switching over towards the silver, golds, and diamonds and masters. As we kind of get in away from, or get in a little bit deeper, we're going to start moving away from the brand new teams and highlighting them into some bigger matchups that we usually do for the mid season hurrah. So Kronical for Downfall has played it both day and night so far in Season 13, with winning it both times. So an interesting choice in choosing that in particular for a starting point here. And let's see, top to bottom we have Subway 3-2, Quarantine 2-0, Suburbia Night 2-2, Quarantine Night 1-1, Suburbia Day 1-1, and then Bazaar is next. Bazaar, Cargo, and both variants of Downfall have a 100% win rate, but only in one play so far. So it'll be interesting to see what we're up against here tonight. I think this was a change up for the map compared to what the original plan was. They actually gave me a full listing of what they were expecting to play. Maybe this was a last second decision to kind of go a different route, maybe tactically, and kind of hit it from a larger perspective instead of starting out, which was the original of Tanker. Not many people like to play Tanker. Especially because it's basically a cargo at night with a much closer quarters kind of environment getting into the basement there. But we are now out in the open and in a sit and stay environment where it's not going to be as critical to have the close quarter combat skills here. All you really got to do is just sit, wait in those the Volk side, and you're relatively golden if you can hold some angles without peeking too much. We have a 4v4 at the moment, so let's see what's going on. If I have a message from the teams here. It looks like we are going to start off with a 4v4 tonight. And we are starting off in the south for the uplink. wide disbursement here, only sending 2 folks to the uplink on Chronicle side to start off. A bit of an interesting strategy there is they are going to leave it a little bit more wide open, especially if one drops down near the uplink, but Replays at least does get the confirm on the kill that they were seeing all the way across the map in the north. And that's nearly off spawn for them. Hopping on over to the other side of the map. Market demo is looking really for anything they can, but not going to find anything, especially with how everybody's kind of flayed off in the back.
I was not planning.
I have eyes on one going into middle hotel. I couldn't get the shot off because you went in.
We lost one. I don't know who we lost though.
You're right, we did.
Good recognition on the fact that they did lose somebody. Lasers coming in on Boolang. One hit. Not going to actually bring him down though. We're going to have to use that syringe. Replay's getting...
There's 2 left side on my side. They're just sitting
bold
there.
in the hotel here. Peeking out the side door. Getting that angle. Doesn't look like Market Demo has realized... Mark T Demo has realized where exactly they were. With everything going on, we have a wide spread on Marsoc now as well. Not going to be able to get many refrag potentials here. But this Volk site is really pushing the Marsoc in the middle of the map. Instead of letting them come to them with more defensive positions, they're taking the approach of taking hasty kind of positions to at least take out some people and defend from that perspective. Mike is not going to recognize that this was only a down, as same with Replay here. As there's the confirmation. Boolang does finally get one downed on Chronicle Death, but this is a now 1v4, with one being able to give the callouts. Not going to be the best of scenarios for them.
Mike, you good?
On Downfall, a 1v4 scenario is
Who got knocked? Is that drunk?
very, very difficult to overcome.
I'm not gonna push it, but I just wanna know who it is.
Breaking off replays. Let's go back over to Boolang, as they are getting suppressed from Replays, who is pushing all the way up in the center. Similar angle that Mark was holding earlier. Replays peeking out a little bit. Would be able to get this kill here and wrap it up round 1. And there it happens with a headshot at that. Kronical Death with a 4v4 scenario, picking up round 1 here, and it's a little surprising to see how they actually approach that, because a 4v4 you usually don't want to leave the uplink as far open as you already normally would, but taking that aggressive stance even exposes you more if somebody does get around you. So while they had a very good positioning and offensive push while on defense, off meta makes me a little bit more nervous typically, but the way they held off TrinityStrikeForce all the way in the back before they could really kind of get off the starting gate, so to speak, at least it made it work for them, and they were able to pull off a bit of that unexpected aggressiveness to kind of keep them at bay and really pin them down. And when you get pinned down in Downfall, you're not really going much. You're not remote places. You gotta figure out where that little angle is and kind of pick them apart and figure out where exactly the attacks could be coming from, which window in particular, in a lot of cases. Or in Mike Rex's case, which rock they were on. Welcome to all the first-time chatters and subscribers. Or, I'm sorry, we had one resubscribe from Skateboard Jake and a couple of new follows. Let me see if I can get those polls up for you in a moment here. Already some lasers coming out in this direction. Boneyard getting an early pick with the AK-5C. Trying to get this poll started, and there it goes. Mayhem also going down with what's considered to be the quick spawn on this. And Mike Rex is going to get all the way in and control the hotel with Benjamin just below. If they stay silent enough, their replay is going to pop out and get shot in the face.
I think this one I'm building.
0757.
I see him.
Push that replays and Boneyard go down. What an excellent push there. Unfortunately for them, they get refragged by Dr. XPS. So, a 1v1 scenario now, with Boolang laying all the way off in the back. They're gonna need to stop zoning in on exactly this location. Look a little bit more to the right, else they may get shot. Oh. There's the laser going over this direction, but it wasn't enough, it seems. Not all the way left. This movement should give them away if they're not looking down the scope entirely, but Boolang starting to refocus on the uplink ultimately. He's too good. Full free range to keep pushing this in. 4 minutes remaining. This could be the potential for a longer round with a 4v4, and you just want to take your time pushing in, but here we go, wrapping it up with a 1v1 or 1-2-1 now. And let me get my bearings back here on my screen reorgs that I had to do. And with that starting off in less than 15 minutes, we are moving on to uplink number 2. Just west of the helicopter. A relatively easy one to defend in my opinion. So I'd like to see how they're going to do this in a 4v4, considering that you can really just hold 3 different buildings and lock down the pathways in from every angle.
2 days ago, and today I went to the river, and then that shit got all saggy, and it was all wrinkly and saggy, like ew. And I fucking just ripped it off. Yeah. Well, it was just like a fucking big ass bubble.
B4 is in the playbook for tonight on this uplink, so they're gonna do a 2-2 split coming in on the north and the far east. But this approach gives them really no cover in on the hillside. Mike Rex out in the open. Is Mayhem gonna see this? Nope. Really pushing up. Look at all that push that they did. 2 full buildings. I think they finally got the angle on somebody entering that building there. And look at the mini-map here. They're going all the way around south to throw them off. Replay's looking north as well, covering down this angle here. Not going to really see much, though. Let's take a peek at how Volker actually set up here. Too good facing the north end side of this 1-story bungalow. Replays 2nd floor in the hotel. And down goes Mayhem to Rex, who was being watched in this direction. And there's a second for Boolang. Rex cutting down this team quite effectively. Now they're going to be able to focus on the south, assuming that there's only the 2 in the north. And as we flipped over the camera angles, there was a reload click. Rex seeing all the action, opting to go out of the building and look a little bit more south. Replay's not going to have an angle from this particular position.
I got one down, or just hit.
Benjamin
I cannot
Beast
tell.
Thinks they got that down, but really, that's an inaccurate count. There goes Boneyard taking them out, and Mark right behind. They're basically pincered in this building here for trying to approach in, because look at the map. Everybody is pincering in on this one building now. Mark hearing the sounds from Rex. Just gonna be a little more spooked. Watch their backs here. They have to watch their own back, as the shots could have come from behind, but Rex does get a full team wipe. I'm sorry, actually, Boneyard got 1 pick. It was a 3 kill there. I'm trying to find my chat window here, sorry. Alright, so downfall is going to be quite quick based on these play styles due to the 4v4. 5v5 would drastically change things, obviously, but with how Kronical really pushes forward and is aggressive on this map, it works on the lower tiered quite well. But I don't think this would pass at a gold or above level because of the amount of aggression we've seen, especially with Mike Rex going basically a full 3 building hop up. I don't know if that would have passed at a gold level, but it's working now, so it's continuing. It's going to continue to show results here, it seems, unless Trinity actually changes how they approach playing on Marsoc.
Then I'll take this one over here. If you want, you can take this one that's right next to
Good luck, Mark. Good luck, Purple.
Hey, if you want,
Good luck
you can
to you
get a
boys.
tower. Over there.
Yeah, that'll work. Okay.
Stuck.
It's this building over here.
Mayhem getting all the way in the north, looking to go in the tower there. Mark favoring this 2-story bungalow again, with the full team pushing all the way in the South Valley. This might throw off...
I
Oh,
will warn you.
I did not see Benjamin all the way down here. This is a surprise. This is the change up we needed to see Trinity doing.
Trent, check out.
A flashbang over this hill would be great right now. Oh, down goes replays, and Boneyard looking at the last second gets the trade-off with Benjamin only being down, no hope of being revivable. Is at least going to get the call out that 3 are down here, and it's just Dr. XPS all on their lonesome as they approach in with a 1v3. So knowing that there's 3 down, are we going to see any change up in how Trinity is going to play this?
I'd say watch the left side. I believe
They're still thinking the north push. Ulang is still covering the south here.
Go.
Are they going for the revive? It looks like they're going for it. A full out in the open push. Gonna be entirely uncontested there, since XPS is looking in an entirely different direction. Looks like they might have ID'd Mark. Now a 1v3, but they're gonna have to watch their back, especially after making those shots. Benjamin and Bulang are crashing in behind them.
There's only 3 of us. Mark might be dead.
Those audio cues give away the position as to where they're coming from, though.
On me. Pretty sure I hear footsteps.
Oh, directly underneath! Look behind you! And shot in the back! XPS is making this a 1-1 now. What is happening? Nicely done there. Bulang is going to look this direction, get a few shots off, to go to the window this in the end. Smoke to give the a little bit of cover and kind of nope out of that side here. Going to take a different approach in. Holding this angle would be great for them. Bulang is going to peek out from the outside. And a 1v4 from Dr. XPS, too good. They are now 5-1. What a wonderful way to get into map point range. And on defense. We're not moving too far though here. We're moving into relatively capable territory with the 2-story north of helicopter. So if you want some demonstrated ways how to actually take out a full team who is peaking, have a sniper on downfall with a 4 times. I don't think that was a 12 times I saw. That was a 4 times. 12 times is just a little bit too much on almost every map in my opinion. Some folks will swear by it, but I don't know how you see anything and dial in. That's a different level of skill than I will care to go towards, but just gotta get the defense a little bit over aggressive with a 1v3, and yeah, a sniper will do it. Still have 2 minutes and 38 seconds remaining. Can you believe that? It would like a 1v3 and they wrap that up in about a minute. So let's see how Chronicle's going to end up playing this, knowing that they'll have to just sit down and stay tucked in until TrinityStrikeForce comes in with smokes and flashbangs. Taking a little longer than expected, but I'm not seeing a reason as to why. There's the bell.
No, we're just gonna play some.
Honestly, look, Tanker is a map that we've never played before. Be down to learn it. 'Cause I have no idea what.
We have.
Oop, somebody just dropped their gun.
Yeah.
Alright, all I gotta do is sit and hold these angles. Replay holding
No, just
a very exposed one. But with Marsoc twins, Marsoc twins gonna start looking this way.
Including not you.
Again, another extremely aggressive push out from Kronical. Mayhem's gonna start pushing towards center here in a second, but the team is gonna have to start pushing at the same time to at least get a good amount of timing for refrags and
one down. I think there's one on smoke.
potential
Literally, he's holding
for,
the smoke and running with it. But I got one.
as I was saying, just a refrag right here would be great for Trinity. I don't know if it's gonna happen though, because Benjamin, who did go down, wasn't Marsoc twins. They're not looking this way. Mark is gonna get Rex through the staircase, and that does knock one more down in the north. The other is over here in the 2-story north of Uplink. Are they gonna end up peeking this?
Again, hold your mic long. I got someone that was in the second floor of hotel.
And just like that, it is now turned into a 3v2 with Mayhem a little bit more open to push in on the right, because XPS is not really able to see this angle in particular. Again, welcome to all the first-time chatters, viewers, and followers here. Thanks for popping in and enjoying some Onward tonight with us, as Chronicle Death is wrapping the map up overall, but Trinity is looking like they're gonna give a good comeback in the end of it all. XPS definitely does not have an angle on that, but they do have the approach in from the south locked down. Boneyard is not looking the right direction to get Mark, who still really hasn't progressed very much.
Uplink.
The call out is there. It's really just a matter of timing this push. They have 2 minutes 40 seconds remaining, and getting more lasers in on the final two for this defense here. Let's pop back over here on Bulang.
He's nearby the up. He's in a building across from the upland.
There's a second call out, and Mark does ultimately go down with the push out being very exposed. No smokes thrown at all. Bulang does return the favor, only downing them.
Okay.
But it is now a 2v1. Mayhem could push this out a little more and at least get into the sandbags and get an angle on Boneyard. And that is exactly what they're going to do. Now, I thought this barbed wire here at least was something that injured you. This is good to know. I thought you'd die basically from this. Boneyard getting a little bit more peaky. There's the window cross and 2 shots and a kill. Trinity not counted out just yet. A 2v2 to 3 here on the board with now Chronicle Death on Marsoc. So a good way to come back, get another point on the board, not be countered out fully, and at least show Chronicle Death that they are going to have to work on this uplink in order to take the round. If Trinity successfully defends this, we go into a 3v3, and unfortunately for them, they will be put back on Marsoc. But if Chronicle gets this, we're going into map 2 where we did hear earlier some tanker discussions again, which was on the original docket from what I had received. But that didn't happen, obviously. We're on downfall. So I'll be interested to see if they're going to keep with their pick, which, let me look that back up here. They were going to go to Downfall Day as their map pick. So I guess we're throwing a little bit of a change up into what their plans were originally. So let's see how Trinity does this.
We wouldn't just round reset if you failed.
We prefer not.
Oh.
Look at the stupid. Okay.
No, actually, wait, they might spawn up. They might spawn up there.
Huh?
Where are we going? Here we go.
Okay, everyone get a building. Everyone get a strong.
Apparently, there's not much of a plan going on from Trinity's side during that round. It seemed like they're still establishing which buildings they were going to be going into, while everybody except one from Chronicle is going to be pushing in on Marsoc Twins. XPS going all the way out into center, and not opting for a window, but a corner peek.
Yeah, the tower.
Down goes Boolang. That does eliminate one directly on the uplink.
Well, I think
I don't know if XPS is going to get this angle here, though. So, after only one going down on Kronical, they're also now taking a bunch of fire in from the hotel, but
I know.
the problem is they're taking us a bit too peaky.
Yeah, because you rushed ahead again.
Replays barely gets missed, and they're gonna have to rethink on how they approach this.
You good?
Mike is at least going to be able to get the call out of if Mark does go outside this doorway and peek a little bit more. But with XPS also in the center building, they're going to be exposed, but they're going to have a better shot in on Mark, at least with the headshot. And just like that, Mark at least gets suppressed. I don't think that actually tapped them.
Center, on the right side of center. Lane 3, middle lane 3.
Let's see what this angle looks like. Oh! The flashbang does clip the doorway. Not going to be effective for them, though. Mayhem goes down. This is now a 3v2. Correction, a 2v2 after that. And Benjamin is still holding directly in on the uplink. Not going to get a lot of angles in this,
Mark,
though.
it's just me. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it there.
This window does cover
Sorry, what?
Marsoc Twins, which, surprisingly, one of the Chronicles is still there. Mike just bled out, so Boneyard is not going to be able to go over that way. Oh!
He's in the fucking,
It said kill, but ultimately it was just a down.
He's just speaking that I'm down.
Now we're into a 1v1 with a down on each side kind of a scenario. Mark, they are at least downed in the visible area from Marsoc Twins.
Just wait out the timer, Ben. We got this.
They are right. They just have to wait the timer out. Just don't peek.
Bro, listen, bro. Fuck off.
Boneyard can easily revive this
Sir, that was
From-
not even the question I asked.
behind, but
He's in that fucking window that's peeking red truck.
1 minute, 20 seconds remaining, and they're still pushing center map. Mark is going to get this call out here as to where they're going. But only for a brief second, because they're stuck in the doorway. XPS just barely out of visibility at that point in time, and down goes Mark officially. With 50 seconds remaining, Boneyard gets the kill to wrap up map 1 for Chronicle Death. So, trading in downs. Either people are using the body armor, and it's actually working quite well for the longer range in a single bullet tap, or they're just not connecting in on the chest or the heads as often as expected. But that's probably going to change here because we are now on Subway. The most commonly played map, I think, so far amongst Season 13 and 12. 12, it was in all 3 map rotations throughout the 15 weeks, so commonly known. But some players on TSF have not been here for the Season 12. The entirety of Season 12 at that. So, this should be a learning experience for Trinity, at the very least. We'll see if they've practiced this as we go into the North Turnstile to start off. The Chronicle Death, having played this, let's see how many times already this season, 3, and oh, they actually took 12 off. Interesting. I thought they were... Oh, this might actually have been a reform because there are players crossing over from Chronicle to... Yeah, we came in Season 11, disbanded, rejoined in the off-season of 13. So they have a new roster. That's okay. They have a helpful bio for that in their profile. So in Season 11, they played Subway 3 times. So they took 12 off, which gives them the opportunity to at least practice this north push. I'm not seeing any roster swaps. So, should be starting up here momentarily. Again, thank you for everybody who's been hopping on the follow in first-time chatterboard. Like, this is amazing to see how many people have been actually just coming in and viewing the streams for the first time and following for the first time. Like, some people will unfollow and come back later on after they accidentally hit the button, or they just want to take a break from VRML. But we have had, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people just so far in map 1. So thanks for coming by and dropping a follow here. Definitely appreciate it. VRML 1 has also been seeing a good increase in activity as well, so it seems like more folks are getting into Onward overall, which is great to see.
Shut up. Okay, don't bring it up no more. Don't bring it up no more.
Mike dumping everything off
maybe
pistol. I think he's got something against that M9.
So you're going solo, Drip? I better see 4 kills in that fucking scoreboard, alright? Let's go right, boys. Are we pushing
Alright, north uplink. How are they going to push this? Not from the north. They're going south and through maintenance. Let's take a quick gander over here. Bulang and Mark are figuring out exactly where they want to go. If Bulang just sits right here and doesn't peek at all, then at least until the last couple of seconds on the assault, they'll be safe and they'll get a couple of kills here. Mayhem holding a common spot for the cross on the last platform, but we have one on... We have the 4th going all the way up and around. An aggressive push here, but they aren't going to see anybody unless they come south, which they're opting to not. This is at least going to give away the fact that everybody is going to the south turnstiles, and one coming up through the basement stairs. An interesting choice as well, sending a 249 through the basement, because the amount of suppression fire that could have come out from the north stairs would have at least thrown off where the approach was coming from. Mayhem is going to start hearing these steps, knowing that a full south push is in effect. Here goes Mike, giving away Mayhem's position. A nice flashbang directly in the doorway.
Go, get in there, motherfucker, what are you doing?
Yeah, need to push that up, need to push that kill. Oh, and that is exactly why once the flash came out, need to be pushing in. We're in a 2v4 now, at least getting the smoke out, but the capability of doing some pre-fire through it was there. Not gonna actually be done, and we're now gonna be assaulting the uplink here as best we can with smokes. Mark needs to be spraying through this and moving around. Replays, tablet is out, but too far away, gets taken down, and Benjamin ultimately coming in from behind. Where were they? All the way on the train platform after swinging north through the horseshoe. Wraps it up for map 1. So Benjamin getting that full free rotation was critical. Nobody contested them because nobody was around to know they were going through there, which gave them the freedom to go all the way up in the north and then come back down through maintenance and not see a soul until the assault was actually just already happening, and great timing. It could have turned out bad in the fact that somebody wasn't going to get shot from behind at that point if they were just a few seconds late. Or if they went to swing back down through south and come all the way in with an even longer push. So that could have turned out unfortunate for them, but it ultimately does put Trinity on the board and getting the last kill with a 1v3 in the end of it all, going into the North Turnstile. Replays had tablet out. They did back off though to look at the code because of the smoke. You're gonna have to memorize ahead of time, or figure out how to cap in smoke. There are strategies for it. You just gotta play around with it and learn that for your team and how you're gonna actually play that. So if you have any graphic design experience or content creation interests or experience, and you do want to help VRML out with a couple of projects, it'd be great to have you on board. Throw in an application on the production team, or for the production team on the website. We're looking for a couple of folks to help with some asset redesigns and getting some highlight reels out, because we are a relatively small team for casting, and doing some of that at the same time. Benjamin saying they're running AP. This is gonna be helpful if they do push north. Replays is also pushing this, going to contest it. Are they going to, instead of throwing up and over, they are going to throw it right around the wall? Does seem to get. Stand corrected. That was not effective since it was too far back behind the dumpster. So this is now a 1v or 2v 3v4 scenario in less than a minute. Boolang going through the horseshoe. Where was that one defense? Oh, there it is. Is Mike. This is the one I wanted to see. They're holding all the way south. Not going to see anything. They're going to have to rotate back, but if they do look north a little bit more with a small rotation, they will end up getting at least the 2 in horseshoe. XPS opting to lay down, and not fast enough on the response for Benjamin, leaving only one defender remaining on the north approach, and they are all the way back on vending machine. They are not rotating in to at least cover this. Benjamin's gonna hold off and wait for the other, it looks like, to actually get in here. Just a couple more seconds. Rulang is pushing in slow. Down goes Ben. Pone really needs to rotate. Really needs to rotate on this right now, because Boolang is coming across the platform. Flashbang in effect, but it is going to give away where exactly Boolang, or where exactly they are compared to Boolang. Really focusing on the north uplink, or the north approach. Should be hearing these footsteps. Come on, turn the corner, and let's defend this uplink in a 1v1. Turn the corner and snap in for the kill. Boolang getting right on the uplink. Obviously in audible range. What's going to happen? Are they going to just hold it out? It looks like they are. Quick snap out. Boneyard holding off. Does get the kill in the end. With a little bit of patience. Does hold out for Kronical death. So, round number 2, we are at a 3-1 for Benjamin, 2-1s for Boneyard and Mayhem. And the rest are 1s or deaths. And we are now in the basement. I'm gonna be interested to see how Kronical ultimately defends, is because of how aggressive they have been for Downfall. I wonder if this is going to be a similar approach, considering they have a lot more freedom to take the platforms and actually get a few off-meta kill spots. If they put one, at least, and put the rest on the uplink, they could stick one on the maintenance platform, since they like to play much more push forward. They could put one in Horseshoe. But let's see how Trinity is going to do
Go
this.
down the hall that way. I need.
When I go up the stairs, when I reach him on the other side.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ooh.
You, I want you at behind this vending machine over here. Hey, Boo Lane, come over here. You're behind that vending machine there. Boo Lane, come with me.
Okay.
Oh wait, hold on. Who's who here?
Clearly, we're getting a little bit of confusion because with the map in this, you don't have the ability to plan. Benjamin Beats go all the way down in Red Room. Good covering angle on this, but as we are in Red Room, fringes had to be utilized, but one is down on Kronical Death. I don't think they're gonna get the word quick enough that somebody went down on their side. They are approaching in from the south. Early smoke's coming out from the south here. Mark is going to be holding this angle, slowing them down as best as they can. Nobody's up there now, though. Was this simply a distractionary smoke? Uh-oh! Oh no! A full TK on a 4v4. That is going to hurt. The lack of tablet utilization and communication is going to make this such a hard push now. Uh-oh, is it going to happen again? It's happening again! Replays takes out Mike Rex, their own teammate. It is a 1v4 on their own accord. And they disconnect based on the dots above, but they're still on the scoreboard. What just happened? What just happened for round 3? I don't know what's going on in that round. I don't know. A full round giveaway like that, now putting them on defense, at least they get the opportunity to defend this, but why give the point away? This is not something I've seen before from a team. Just this is alright, mind-boggling. I'm gonna have to move on because I'm gonna have my head start spinning around it and trying to figure out what was going on there. And right now, the only people who know what's going on is those that are in the tent. So, with that, check out our sponsors, ProTube VR, Aura, VR Cover, Arma. They provide great jerseys. They're a little thick for summertime, but I think you can order a couple of different jerseys that are in different thicknesses there. and it's really great quality. And something is going on. Okay, they're going to rehost based on what was just put in chat. So, I guess we'll come back here in a moment. Well, while we're getting resituated, I'm gonna flip to an intermission because we're gonna figure out what's going on, and oh, everybody's starting to pile in. All right, just be patient. Sorry for the delay here. There's no player swap out so far. But that still leaves Trinity with 2 points on the board and Kronical with 1. So I don't know how this is gonna play out. Alright, I guess I'm just gonna reset the scoreboard despite that being the official score because we're gonna have some wonky numbers. This is really up to the teams to sort out. I'm just along for the ride and to advertise this as an official caster. So I'm gonna basically just do what seems to make sense for the time being. I don't know if we had a broken lobby or what, but this is abnormal. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna flip to intermission because they're not starting this. They're not starting this briefly, as I was expecting. So we'll be right back. Alright, so we're cutting back in rather abruptly.
Push his alley.
Um,
I'm not pushing that no more because he was
I guess it's kind of up to them as to how they're going to sort this
Let's
out,
stop
but
talking.
this is not traditional. And I'm just really along for the ride to at least spectate and provide the angles here. But we're back in the north, so I don't know what's gonna, I don't know how this is gonna play out ultimately, because they're basically replaying uplinks that they should not be replaying. Nonetheless, let's hop in to the East Horseshoe, where it looks like Mike Rex is holding the same angle they were earlier. The halt hand sign does go up. I wonder if they're going to catch this, since they are basically replaying this particular spot.
One dude's on uplink.
Like the official scores here are 2-1. So yeah, I'm gonna put that up here. It's up to the teams on how they're gonna report this, and I'm sure it's accurate. Boolang does take down Mike Rex this time around, though.
I killed one that was in the south side exit.
The rest of the team getting a little aggressive and kind of pushing up without using lots of cover here. Boneyard holding a different angle is going to end up seeing Demo shortly. If they peek out just a little bit more, they'll see the rest of the team coming out. Only a down on Mark, though. That's going to need to be confirmed. There's the confirm. Benjamin shoots them in the back, though, and gets down themselves.
Hey guys, you wanna talk? Could have a nice peaceful conversation, maybe.
You got him, Ben?
Replays.
Yeah,
If
it's
they
down
poke
as
out just a
Mark.
little bit more, could get
Oh, Mark's dead.
that peak on the north stairway. Nobody else coming down the northern here, but XPS is going to do a full rotation behind them. Boolang looking for the angle. Not going to be fast enough. Replays takes them down. Beats backed up by Mayhem. Small little gun peek at her for the kill. Mayhem's going to approach just a little bit more cautious. It is a 1v2 now, but look at this, look at this. XPS coming right around from behind. Uplink is now open, but XPS basically does the same tactic as what Benjamin had done last lobby. And this is now 2-2 officially. So we're just gonna go official numbers here. Let me make this match up what scores are in here. And I guess they're gonna have to, somebody's gonna have to suicide for going through on the last two rounds as we approach 4 officially. So what a ride. Gotta be prepared for the unexpected, I guess, here tonight, both in game and out of it. Looking at the camera perspective. Overall in that assault, I think it was relatively good. I mean, they played a similar style as what they had before. So it's not like it didn't work previously. It, you usually stick to a couple of different methodologies for how you're going to attack, but I guess the little more care could have been taken going in on the platforms and crossing through the train tracks, because they were relatively out and exposed, not taking it kind of careful and checking all of the different angles coming in from each side of the tracks, because as we were seeing here in the quick zoom, somebody could have been hiding back here on track number 2 and they didn't check that. It could have had somebody on track number 3.
Okay.
Alright, where am I gonna go? Got my one, dude.
So let's see.
Purple, I want you to hide here right there.
Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, you just want me to go far.
Okay, when you go all the way around, I want you to come back down to the
Trinity's still working out how they're going to do the defense. Let's take a quick gander up on Kronical. Are they going to do a full... Yep, they're going to do the same thing effectively. Let me flip back into here, and Replays is actually going to split off this time and going into the horseshoe, or at least covering the rear. Nobody's down here, but they are holding the same late train track angle on the north. And again, somebody doing a full rotation all the way in the back. It was that Benjamin again with a full rotation. It's almost like it's a reenactment. Again, this full ability to continue the push without much in the way of regard for caution. The one big change here. Oh!
Thank you. While I was making my fucking call out where I was, thank you. Thank you.
Clearly XPS is not happy about that. Mike is going to have to pick them back up after that single round the chest does down them. Gives away the fact that they are coming in on the platform and nobody coming in from the north this time. Another TK. The lack of communication and tablet checking is really hurting them in this. But look. Benjamin's coming all the way back around again. This is the same play effectively. But instead of them being at the assaulting platform, they're still mid-platform. XPS is going to come around, already injured, get this flashbang out, and land directly on Benjamin, and take them out in return. Mike is going to cross over this, but with a farther angle down. They do check it, but not able to actually see where exactly they were landing. Mayhem could have taken them out. So 3v2 now, with 2 still directly on uplink. Here comes the utility. Mark is going to push up the stairway. And Bulang, around the corner, does get another flashbang. It is going to blind Mark, but the tablet is out. Is this going to actually be effective as it wears off? What is going on here? Mark and Bulang should be pushing this. The suppressive fire is all they really need, and Bulang and Mark are just going to let this cap happen, and there is the way to fix a 2v4. A 2-2 into a 2v, or 2-1 into a... Wow, I'm so mixed up right now. Yes, Chronicle Death wins. Alrighty, we are back in action. With the official scores ending okay. I don't know if this was something with time or a lobby bug, but it is now in the hands of TrinityStrikeForce to bring us to map number 3. Thus, though, Chronicle Death does get the series, so Trinity just really needs to recollect their thoughts, come back, and get some more points on the board to minimize the MMR loss. And given that we're having some team discussion, it seems, we are not going to be going to what the intended third map was, which was going to be, the tanker was 1. We go back up. It was supposed to be Subway was the last map, so they're figuring out where they want to go now. So we have a player drop on Chronicle Death. Looks like we are going to get somebody to swap out. Looks like we're still waiting on where we're going next, though. So, what's your favorite VR accessory since we have a little bit of time to chat? I think mine is honestly the battery pack I have. It attached to the top of your head. It's a, oh geez, I can't remember the name. It's the second edition though. It's like a little triangle, rounded triangle piece. Is it Pro Power? I can't remember. I have to actually look it back up again. But yeah, it's probably my favorite. It's a little handy to have, especially with the charging capabilities, because it provides the full charge out for what the Quest can take. And I actually airlink in so I can play with Steam VR. So I use a little bit more power than a typical Quest does playing standalone. But yeah, keep that thing at a full 20,000 milliamp charge, and you're good. It'll keep the Quest charged for an additional like 4 hours, with at least how I play. So yeah, shout out what your favorite VR accessory is, and let's chat about it. While we're still waiting on a map flip, we are still also waiting on a 4th player from Kronical to come in. Alright, I'm gonna DM the teams, figure out what's gonna happen, because I'm gonna have to flip back into intermission at this rate, because I'm out of talking points, and this is not your standard delay between between maps and games. So I'll be right back in a little bit here. Sorry for another delay. All right, well, we're back officially, and they're running a 3v3 now.
It's so mad with me. I'm gonna sit in back.
So Tanker's gonna be a quick map, I think.
Yeah, just sit up there, you're chilling.
All right, Mike is holding up here, giving a bit of overwatch on the left-hand side. Boneyard doing the same on the right. And Replay's holding all the way up to the back. Nobody's going to contest in front of the uplink to at least protect it that way. Everybody is below ground, so let's hop into our cameras down here and see where they are going. The shotgun. Interesting choice, especially for the underneath sections here in the belly of the ship. Arca seems a little on edge after that quick peek around behind. But hopping up here, Benjamin is right around the corner from Boneyard as they came down.
Why you go up there? I'm not gonna fall for it. You wanna come down here, maybe?
Sure. Oh wow.
And missed throw on the flashbang. There's a smoke to at least
Coming up.
obscure
You wanna come on down?
the approach in. Mark also pulling a similar kind of a perspective here. Replays is still behind, giving them the available cover. But oh, here comes Mark, or I'm sorry, Mike going all the way down. Mark is going to trade out with them ultimately. Now it is a 2v2. And Benjamin is pulled all the way off and then come back in again. Boolang coming in on the top on the left.
No, not really.
Miscellaneous chit chat is going to give away exactly where Boneyard is. They're going to trade out on the top with Boolang down. And Replays is going to have to at least confront Benjamin as they come in. I think they actually have a better angle ultimately if they were to stay up there. You can't shoot through these windows. I don't think they know that.
Hey, bud.
But now Benjamin's kind of half trapped.
I can lick the glass. That might be fun.
How are you licking the glass?
And after this exchange with 3 minutes remaining, Benjamin pulls back a bit, and they're basically gonna just wait for somebody to make the move. All right, 2 minutes remaining. I think Boolang was able to at least make a call out, talk some sense in saying, hey, let's make this a 2v1 fight. They're going... Okay, here we go. All the way around. Boolang is going to be bleeding out here in a second, though, if they don't get up there. It's been a good minute and a half. Replays looks like they're starting to cover this angle a little bit more, but there is cap potential from behind on the side of the container there. Boolang looking for the cap, but they're approaching from the wrong side, it looks like. Oh, maybe not. Maybe if they stay back just enough. Tablet is going to be effective on this. There's the signal range. Replays around the corner. Entirely unsure. Uh-oh. Wow. Uh-oh. And there's the tablet drop. Trinity at least takes the point, given the effects of... at least getting a kill. The cap being slow definitely was a detriment to wrapping this up a little bit faster and kicking 2 off on the board right away, but they got the point in the end. So, tablet speed. Practice the tablet speed on that there is my suggestion. Because you would have had that and Replays would have been left clueless and guessing as to what was going on. Gavin is saying his favorite VR accessory is the Elite strap with the built-in fan. I didn't know they actually had a built-in fan. I don't use the Elite strap though. I've got a Franken
Hit
Quest.
the walls. Shoot at them. It'll be fun.
So I got a
Until
couple
the
of
next guy.
mismatched mods on in my head.
Hey Ben, get up on that second floor there.
Oh.
I
Okay.
can get the close down. You guys.
So Boulang's gonna have to go all the way down.
One on
Make
top,
fire
one on
from Mike. There's two on top there now. But Mark is gonna see some action over here on the left-hand side. These windows aren't pen as we already established. But look at this, look at this, look at this. Back to back, looking for where replays was. Nobody's up there. Mark comes around, misses. Down goes Boulang underneath, and replays was looking for the kill on Mark, but the cap is again open, and it's been open for a little while. This could have been capped on earlier. While Mark was at least distracted, Boneyard's going into the smoke. Wise decision there. There's two at least on here. They are standing out in the open. Of cap prevention is done from Mark. Replay is backing off, going into the container. They can cap from here. Yep, look at that. Look at that. Tablet's out again. Going off for it. Kronical Death gets the 2 points on the board and puts them halfway there to wrapping up the match in a 3-3. Alright, so good cap attempts there. Boneyard did utilize a little bit of the gap with the smoke to at least be able to clearly see the tablet to their detriment, but they were able to at least keep Mark distracted enough so that way replays could get that cap in on the opposite side of the door. Full protection and obfuscation from Mark. So yeah, that was a good way to recoup some points and keep the momentum going. We are going to be moving into a more exposed uplink though, in the the southwest. And I gave Chronicle Death 6 points by accident here. Oh, I'm still on Subway. That's why. Chronicle Death wrapped that with a 4. It does say I'm on map 3 in my screen here. So I'm preparing to have some technical difficulties. And as I look at the chat, it's still saying I'm in intermission. So let me troubleshoot this. Because obviously it was working through the entirety of... Alright, yeah, it is flipping for me here now, but my map 3 was not there despite selecting tanker on my screen. So... I still need to subtract 1 from map 2.
Sorry, Kev.
Sorry as I fix this here.
Hey, replay is gonna better.
I'll fix that in a second then, since we need to flip back into the gameplay.
We gotta do a rematch. You cheated.
Look at this, Chronicle Death all the way up behind them, leaving the uplink fully exposed. Everybody's underneath. Boneyard going down and does trade out with Mike there. Or Mark, sorry, Mark. So at least Boolang and Benjamin still underneath here with everybody else above now. I got a feeling that Chronicle Death, yeah, here we go. Chronicle Death is gonna start interacting with the rest of the team underneath. Oh no! A TK from replays. Benjamin comes flying up the stairs, gets a few shots through the windows, thankfully safe for them. Trying to establish it's a friendly and gets replay in the end. Confusion reigns in the way of kills here. So let's ensure the scoreboard is now fixed here. Because my map 3 was highlighted on my phone, and it still allocated points to the wrong map. So there's map 2 fixed. Let's go over to map 3 of Tanker. And it is now a 2-2. There we go. Alright, now our scores are correct. Let's flip back into the gameplay. This is now round 3.
The use of green and red smokes is banned. That was posted 5 days ago. 4 days ago,
Okay.
maybe.
Oh wait, you say
I'm not good with
unbanned or
dates.
banned?
I'll check again. I'm 99% sure it says banned.
Alright, I did get a word as to why we had a little bit of a delay earlier. There's a quick trade-off in players,
You
so
wanna be friends? We can be.
flashbang up and over is going to ultimately blind their own teammate. Boneyard going down as the last here. And 30 seconds on Tanker with Trinity holding it up. Alright, so I got word as to what was going on earlier. They were working through some headset issues and ultimately decided to make it a 3-3. So that's why we had a little bit of a longer intermission. And a little bit of a delay getting even into map number 3. We're either wrapping up in the basement or we're going back up top. So down here is a little tricky to defend if you haven't played Tanker very much. A little bit of this is penetrable down here, but you also have enough cover to kind of sufficiently defend it in different styles. So looks like they're gonna just continue to push into the room from either side. Let's see how Trinity is going to do this for attack. If they win this, it's at least a map point and
That was me.
gives a little bit less of a blow. Team friendly fire is going to be critical here. There goes the friendly fire, and then down goes
I thought
Boneyard.
he was going to the side.
It's obviously going to be detrimental as we are now in a 1v1.
Cooling. Down. No, that's not me. I'm over here. Thanks.
I know. I was picking up Mark's syringe.
Wise idea picking up somebody else's syringe there. So, replays is up above with Benjamin and Boolang crashing in on the uplink. Tablet is out again. sitting directly on it because they have full freedom. Replays is going to let this go into a 5v3 for points. This is a way to wrap up the series. That is the way to wrap up the series. So there's your kill counts for the 3v3 we had in Tanker. And again, sorry for all the delays we had going into this. Obviously, we had a few technical issues with lobbies and headsets and whatnot, so thank you for sticking around so long. Thank you for all the new follows and first-time chatters. Definitely appreciate seeing some folks sticking around and some new people coming in and actually checking out VRML. Check out our website, vrmasterleague.com. We have other leagues other than Onward as well. Got Echo, Blast On is a new addition. Snapshot Paintball. That was casted for the finals. That was an interesting, quick game to play. Lots of good stuff going on over in Snapshot and Blast On. And then we have Pavlov, which is also ongoing now as well. So yeah, go over to VRMasterleague.com. Check out what we else have going over the other leagues. And thanks for again sticking around through all the issues. Have a good night.